This is the independent practice for 2.7. We're just going to check your answers, see how you did. This first one, actually the first four, go along with this first part. The cafeteria at Middleton Middle School surveyed 575 students about their favorite food. Find the number of students that responded for each of the following. So it says 8% of 575 said chicken was their favorite. So I'm going to make this into a decimal. 1, 2, so 0.08 times 575. And when you do that on your calculator, you're going to get 46. So 46 students, which is 8%, liked chicken. Okay, let's do 20% of 575. So 20% of 575, 1, 2, it's 0.2 times 575. 0.2 times 575 equals 115. So 115 students like salad. Okay, now we got burgers. 16% of 575 like burgers. So 1, 2, 0.16 times 575 equals. And when you do that, you get 92. Okay. Now, one last one. Fruit. 24% of 575. 1, 2, 0.24 times 575. And when you do that, you get 138. Okay? Now, I'm going to step back for a second, and I'm going to look at this. See if this makes sense, because I always want to think with math. Do the answers I have make sense? We have 575 students. We got 8%, 20%, 16%, 24%. The greatest percent is this 24. So I should have the most students liking fruit. 138 is the most. Okay? Now this 8% is the least amount. 46. 46 is smaller than all of these. It's perfect. Now 8%, if I double 8%, it gets me 16%. If I double 46, it gets me 92. That makes sense too. Cool. Now I could go 8 times 3 gets me 24%. 46 times 3 gets me 138. Okay? So you just kind of look at it to make sense, make sure everything works. But when you have 8% of a number, you get that percent to a decimal, and you multiply it times the number you have, and you'll get what you need. Okay. Let's go to 5. We want to find the percent of each number. So we have 0.9% of 1,000. Got to take this over 2. So I have 0.9. Take it over 2. 1, 2. Okay. 0.09 times 1,000. Okay. I can do that. 1,000 times 0.009 equals 9. All right. 0.46% of 80. Got to get rid of this 0.4. I want to get rid of this percent symbol, so I got to take it 2 away. 1, 2. Okay. By doing that, it removes my percent, and I am at 0.0046 times 80. So 0.0046 times 80 gets me 0.368. Okay. 350% of 96. 350% of 96. So I want to get rid of this thing. So I start here and go 1, 2, and I'm at 3.50 times 96. 3.50 times 96 equals 336. Okay. Now, that kind of makes sense. 100% of 96 is going to be 96. So I needed 300%, so 396. 396s, and 96 times 3, well, 90 times 3 is 270, but then I needed 50% more, so it makes sense that it's around 300 and something, and 336 is the number that makes sense. Okay, let's do this next one. 222%, 222% of 55. I get rid of this, go 1, 2. So I have 2.22 times 55. 2.22 times 55 equals 121.1. All right. 200%, over 200%. 100% is 55. 200% would be 55 plus 55, 110. And then you add another 2%, so you're at 121.1. Okay? Makes sense. Now, let's see. How many did I want you to do on this? 2.7, 12. I want you to do the whole page. Okay. The original price of a pair of shoes is $42. Okay, that's the original price. The sale price is 20% off the original. What is the amount of the original price? The original price of a pair of shoes is $42. The sale price is 20% off the original. What is the amount off the original? Okay, so what's the sale? So it's 20% of this $42. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. So it's 0.2 times 42. 0.2 times 42 equals 8.4. I'm talking about money, so I'm going to put a 0 there, and I'm going to save $8.40. Number 10, Tori had $20 to buy a birthday present for her dad. She's decided to buy a DVD for $18. The sales tax is 7%. Does she have enough money? Let's see. So 18 times 7%. That'll get me the tax, and then I'm going to need to add it on to the $18 to see if she has enough. So 18 times 7%, which is 18 times 0.07 equals. So 18 times 0.07 equals a tax of 1.26. Now, the original price was $18. If the tax is 1.26, I add these together by lining up my decimal. 0 plus 6, 0 plus 2, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 1 is 19.26. Now, she had $20. Does she have enough to buy it? She sure does. It's going to cost $19.26. She's going to have about 75 cents, actually 74 cents in change. Okay? Let's keep cooking. 24 students in Jamal's class are wearing tennis shoes. 24 students. Okay. There are 30 students in his class. Jamal says that 70% of his class is wearing tennis shoes. Is that correct? Okay. So there's 30 students times 70%. Now, if 70% of 30 is 24, then he is correct. If it's not, he's wrong. So let's make this a decimal, 1, 2. So I have 0.7 times 30. And 30 times 0.7 equals 21. He said 24 students. Now, he is wrong. 70% of 30 students is 21, not 24. All right. It's actually 80%. Okay. 80% would be 24. But it was just saying, is Jamal correct? No, he's not. Alrighty. Number 12. What's going on? Get rid of that line. Number 12. I need this chart here. And I need to complete the table. So I'm talking about math and science. Number correct out of 85. And I want the percentage. So I got 86 correct out of a total of 85. Now, how do I get that percent? I'm going to make it into a decimal. Okay? And the way I do that is I do 68 divided by 85 equals 0.8. Now, that's a decimal, but I want it to be a percent. So I got to go over 1, 2, and then I have my percent. I need a 0 here. So 80%. So 80% of 85 is 68. Now, he got 90% when there were 70. So let's do 90% of 70. That'll tell me how many he got correct. This, I'm going to get rid of the percentage. 1, 2. So it's 0.9 times 70. And 0.9 times 70 equals 63. Okay? So he got 63 correct. So we completed the table. In which class did Marcel have the higher score? Well, the higher score is science. Okay. Suppose Marcel scored 96 on an English test. There were 50 questions on the test. How many answers did he get correctly? 96% of 50. Okay. 1, 2. So we have 0.96 times 50. 0.96 times 50 equals 48. 48 correct. Which makes sense because a 96 is a really great score. That's 96% is almost 100%. And if 50 would have been 100%, 48 is really close. So it makes sense. Okay? Hopefully you did well with this. If you have any questions, let me know. But go ahead and go on to do extra practice on page 153, number 18 through 32. It's the whole page. Have fun.